Hey kids, this is Aaron from the podcast that wouldn't die, and Kevin and I use Zencastr. You think you're better than us, that you're using something else? You're wrong. Zencastr's the place to be. Who are you to deny it?
It's now super easy to record a podcast with Zencastr. Log in using your browser and start recording a high-quality podcast right away. Record studio-quality sound and up to 4K video with your guests. Go to zencastr.com/pricing and use our code DIEHARD and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencastr paid plan. We want you to have the same experiences we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time for you to share your story.
Only a fool will give up a chance for a 30% discount.
Just take a look around. Darkness rules the earth.
In a dangerous world.
Governments crumble. Chaos reigns.
In a treacherous time.
There is opportunity in chaos.
Evil is a fact.
We shall succeed where they have failed.
Drax is on a quest for a supernatural power.
They know far too much.
And courage.
Stop them. You're the only one who can.
Is a phantom.
Welcome to the latest episode of the podcast that wouldn't die. I'm your host, Kevin. With me, as always, is Aaron.
Hello?
We are discussing the superhero action jungle adventure film, The Phantom, starring Billy Zane, Christy Swanson. We've got Treat Williams and Catherine Zeta-Jones. The list goes on and on. But before we talk about that, we also have a very, very special guest, our old buddy Antonio from the Cult-Worthy Cinema podcast. What's up?
What's up, guys?
It's
been a while.
It has been a while. We haven't had a guest on this show in like ages. I don't know what we've been doing. Asleep at the wheel, for God's sakes. So
I mean,
anywho.
You just saved it for the best guest, right? You're like, maybe his calendar will open up.
We went and saved the best for last, or the middle, whatever this is, the beginning. Each week on the podcast, we discuss guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the horror and sci-fi genres with a comedic twist. Aaron, what's the latest with you?
I'm supposed to be cleaning out my hoard stack, but I went to an estate sale yesterday and today and just spent $500 on more cameras.
$500 at a garage sale. Sweet Jesus. Good
at
stuff.
An estate sale.
What's the difference?
Yeah.
It's
one is more expensive.
House, not the garage.
It's the shit from the house, not the garage. Exactly.
Fair.
No, I got some very good deals. Like one of the cameras was supposed to be $500 and I got it for like $2.
Ooh.
One was $150. I got it for $40.
Okay.
So I checked in very. They're very expensive cameras.
Very nice
deal.
Do they work?
So now I have to sell. Yes, I learned that lesson. So I need to list and sell.
And didn't you sell like object art recently?
Oh, yes. On First Dibs, I just sold 4 triptychs, the Dude Ranch theme. One featuring our very own Cowboy Kevin, one of our father, one of our nephew Sean, and one of my friend's husbands. Okay. And someone bought all 4. So, score for me.
Selling family photos.
Dude,
but
if I take your picture, consent is given right there.
It's implied consent, I would argue.
It's implied consent. You may wind up on the media or at Artsy and First Dibs. Boom.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Antonio, what's going on with you? Anything new and interesting?
Okay, let's see. Well, I just finished recording an episode with you guys on my show for 1995's Congo. I mean, I haven't edited it yet, but it was like 55 minutes. I'm aiming for 52 minutes after we trim some fat. I don't know. I don't think there was any fat. It's
it was
Congo.
all pearls.
All pearls. When you're speaking about a film as highly regarded as Congo,
Yes.
you know, it's hard to stay under an hour, honestly.
No question.
Facts.
No, it's a true classic. So, ladies and gentlemen, stop what you're doing, rush out
will.
and listen to the Congo episode, and frankly, every other episode of Cult Worthy Cinema Podcast.
Go watch
Agreed.
Congo first, though, so you have some relation to the conversation, right? We don't want to spoil anything for you.
The surprise Shyamalan twist at the end. Yes, no question. Sweet Jesus. Aaron gives us a
Yes.
30-second synopsis of The Phantom.
Beautiful Billy Zane with his lustrous locks. Grew up in the jungle and is a superhero of some sort in this fucking mess of a movie.
Ah,
The end. The end.
the end. Or is it? Question mark.
Ugh.
What's funny is when Antonio suggested The Phantom, I thought we were doing The Shadow with Alec Baldwin. For like
I'm
literally.
Oh,
glad.
God.
Oh my god, I am so glad that you said that, because there are literally
Like, that's
plot points.
next.
No. There's plot points in The Shadow that I always get mixed up with plot points of The Phantom. Like, I honestly thought, like, wait a second, isn't Genghis Khan a plot point in this movie? I'm like, oh no, that's The Shadow. Like,
Right.
they came out around the same time. They're kind of the same movie in a way. Like,
Yep.
Superhero who's not like really super, crazy industrialist dude, weird mob guys, the gal. Like, I really conflate the two movies together. So I'm glad you said that.
Oh, it's 100%.
It's all
Literally-
boomer throwbacks to the old serials.
Right.
Oh, yeah, no question. I mean, we don't remember, honestly, that when Batman came out in like 89 or whatever it was, there
Yeah.
were a score of kind of imitators that came out, including The Phantom and The Shadow. And I don't think any of them really did well. They were all stinkers.
For a brief time, I remember like you could order the old radio dramas like on
Yeah.
KTEL, because I remember who knows what danger lurks in the hearts of men. The Shadow knows.
Right.
You could
Hey,
buy them
Soul
for like
Classics.
you could buy them for like $5 in the bargain section of Barnes and Noble back in the day. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, $5 for the entire run of The Shadow on CD. Did I ever listen to it?
Oh.
No, but I bought it. It's probably still sitting somewhere.
Gathering dust.
When I was a kid, during summer, Camelot, which was our movie theater,
Right.
would do this all day thing on a Wednesday. You would just drop your damn kids off, and the JCs would watch them. So they would show a couple of old serials, a bunch of old like Woody Woodpecker movies. Then they'd have all these raffles and drawings.
Yep.
And then the feature film, which was always was like Clue or some other HR Puffin stuff for the feature films. So your parents could be done with you for like 4 hours.
That
And it was
sounds like a
Palm
dream.
Springs, so it was 120 degrees anyway.
Right.
100%.
So I'm familiar with some of these old serials, Buck Rogers and such.
Well, it
Just from
bugs
that.
me. It bugs me that The Shadow and The Phantom weren't as great of movies as they could have been, because like I think that we were kind of obsessed with this era in the 90s, this kind of Art Deco style 1930s.
Yes.
If you think about it, the Batman
Dick
animated
Tracy.
series was all that. You know,
Mhm.
it had all that Art Deco, like 30s, 40s look to the
Oh, yeah.
architecture and the cars and stuff. So you would think
Batman
that would
was always good.
translate into these movies. And like, I'm not going to lie, these movies look good, but they're
Mhm.
not good.
No. I don't understand how, if he was raised in the jungle, why is he riding an Arabian horse with a wolf wearing a purple crazy outfit? Wouldn't it be some kind of tribal colors or something? When did he leave the island? Because that was not explained.
Well, okay, this is very important. This is the
Please
lore.
explain to me, because
Kevin's
this
got the lore.
fucking makes no sense to me. Thank you.
This was a comic strip, and the Phantom predates Superman and Batman. Like, it was the first one who wore like tights and shit and fought. Now, he primarily fought like pirates and stuff, because I think he was like kind of a jungle warrior who, like, if gangsters came to the jungle, why would they do this? Unclear. But if they did, he was there to kick their ass.
But Jungle Cred, they invented spandex. Right on.
He's like Jungle Zorro, if you think about it.
He is. 100%. Now, he's called the Phantom because it was like 400 years ago. His father's family was, I guess it wouldn't be his father, it was 500 years ago, but his ancestors, his family was murdered by pirates and left marooned on this island. And the kindly natives took him and cared for him, and he swore revenge. And now
that wasn't Billy Zane? This was some ancestor of the Billy Zane?
Yes, Billy Zane is the 21st Phantom.
Oh, Jesus.
Right? And his father, who I guess
that was clear.
This is all new. Patrick McGoohan, this is all new to the movie. Roams around like fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi to give him sage advice. Sweet Jesus.
Well, if his advice is so good, why is he dead? Let's just say that.
Because James Remar killed him, but we'll get into that in a second. How about this? How the luck, the sheer luck that for 21 generations, they just happen to have one son on the first try each and every time so they can continue the Phantom legacy. I think there's a dark thing. I think that if they have a girl, they toss her in the water and then try again for a son. I think that's what's going on here. Like, they literally have only men that are like passed on this bloodline.
Right. 400 years of white men. 400 years of white men on this Asian island, uncharted Asian island, essentially. So what, they go kidnap a white lady every now and again, drag her to the island? I mean, is that what we're doing? Unclear.
I don't know. Unclear. Billy Zane looks like he has a little bit of Filipino in him or something.
He's practically Lou Diamond Phillips, am I right?
Practically.
Lou Diamond Phillips. All I kept thinking is, you're in the fucking jungle. You got to be having a heat stroke.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Here's my question for you, Aaron, because you
yes.
Billy Zane and his lustrous locks. Is that a hairpiece? I think that's a hairpiece.
100%.
Like, I think Billy Zane had already committed to the bald by this point. He was already he was already there. He was already doing the Billy Corgan, if you will.
This is the movie that made me finally realize Billy Zane's just not a really good actor.
Oh, poor Billy catching strays here.
Let's be straight. Let's be straight.
No,
maybe there just wasn't a movie good enough for Billy Zane. I think that's what it is.
He has pretty eyes. And he worked out for this, and those are his claims to fame. His butt and his eyes.
Yes, like a doll's eyes. He basically he was one of the first actors that was like, oh shit, I'm losing my hair, so I'm gonna shave it, like in all public appearances, shave down to the skin. And then in the movie, you always have that kind of, I guess it's like a comb over, kind of bangs, kind of slipping down like this.
Sean Connery. You just throw it whatever you need. Nothing interferes with the wig. You just slap it right onto the skin.
Just slap it on there.
If you commit to the total baldness, then it's easier to customize a hairstyle to your head, like Bruce Willis, right? You know?
Correct.
That's what they did. If it's a little orange hair like in The Fifth Element, or the little comb over in The Sixth Sense, like, it's fully customizable. The long flowing locks in The Jackal, right? Like, whatever.
100%. I mean, I always say the patron saint is Samuel L. Jackson's crazy hair. You know, whatever movie
Oh.
he's in, it doesn't even look like this occurs in nature. Whatever he's doing, they're like doing some cheese whiz on his head. If it's the
The
negotiator,
Pulp Fiction Jerry curl.
right?
What was the one with the little braid? They just looked
that's
like it
Jackie
was just
Brown.
literally
Or
Jackie
Del
Brown.
Roby,
Where it
yeah.
looks like it's a perfect square. It was
It's like a Fu
the
Manchu
stuff on
almost, right?
It is the little soul patch Fu Manchu, 100%. So
there. They just put one of those glue dots and they just popped it right there.
this is true. This is true. Now, Aaron, had you ever seen this movie before?
No, no,
Have you heard of it, or is this all brand new?
no. That was,
What about-
I watched with horror as it unfolded in front of me.
And Antonio, what's your history?
I
with this
wrote
movie?
4 notes. And I fell asleep once, which I never fall asleep, considering I started at 6. So the fact that I fell asleep at an early evening review is not a good sign.
And it's like a tight hour 26 or something, so it's not like bugging you
Very
down.
tight.
I saw this movie in the theater, and just like Congo, it's almost around the same time. I was like 14,
Yep.
15 years old. And I'm telling you what, man, like maybe in the theater I didn't appreciate it, but this was one of those movies that if it was on HBO or whatever late at night in my late teens, early 20s, I'm like, oh, it, I guess I'm watching The Phantom. Like I just had a hard time turning the channel. Did I appreciate it for what it was? Probably not, but like it might have been the best thing on. It was like either that or Girls Gone Wild ads on
24/7 loop.
on whatever public channel there was. So yeah, I think that's how The Phantom absorbed. But like I said, I always get this movie mixed up with plot points from The Shadow. And I can tell you right now, I've watched The Phantom way more than I've watched The Shadow.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I gotta say, them girls are always going wild. Am I right? It's like nonstop. It's like, God damn it.
They're all like
If you've
50
seen-
That
right
or
now.
bum fights. You make the call.
Bum fights.
I'm like,
Yeah. Look, the sad reality of Girls Gone Wild, it was either drunk chicks where it's like almost uncomfortable, or it's professional porn stars. Those are your
posing
two
as-
choices.
as amateurs, yeah.
There's
Oh,
been
hey!
a documentary or two and a lawsuit or two.
Yes, 100%.
Well, then remember there's that stretch where Paris Hilton was kind of like whoring herself out in the commercials too. Because like dudes thought that they were gonna get Paris Hilton in a Girls Gone Wild episode. Like, no, she was just shilling for that
Yeah.
dude.
100%. Very
Her
upsetting.
allowance wasn't covering what she needed covered.
Her allowance.
Right. For allowance.
Anyway, I saw The Phantom in the theater, and it was one of those things where I was just kind of like, I didn't have a strong history with The Phantom. And growing up, the only thing I knew about The Phantom, there was a cartoon show in the 80s called Defenders of the
The
Earth.
funky. Oh, I thought it was the Funky Phantom.
It was not the Funky Phantom. And it was a weird cartoon show where they took Flash Gordon, they took Mandrake the Magician, and they
remember
took the Phantom, and they fought like Ming the Merciless or some shit. And that's my only introduction to any of those characters. Well, I knew Flash, but
It
no
was like the
Mandrake.
Justice League of like the pre-DC, pre-Marvel universe. And then like in my early teens, maybe like late adolescence, there was a cartoon on Saturday mornings, but it was the Phantom, but in the future. It was like, I think Phantom 2020 or something.
Okay.
So it was the story of the Phantom, but it was like in the future. It was sci-fi. And that was before I think the movie came out. So in a way, I'm like, oh, I know this IP. I know this intellectual property.
right.
But I tell you what I really dug about it, at least from the trailers before I saw it in the theater as a kid, is like it is Indiana Jones adjacent, right? It's that 1930s adventure in the jungle. You've got archaeology, you've got lore. So it does fit in that universe. And I think that we were kind of craving that after the third Indiana Jones movie before we got the shit one in what, 2008, the Crystal Skull,
Right.
So I think it kind of fed our Indiana Jones appetite for a little while.
I think it would have given you Indiana Jones food poisoning, quite frankly.
I think that's what they were going for, right? They were trying to, well, and it's like that kind of genre mashup where it's adventure film, right? There's pirates and shit, but it's also here's a costume guy beating up gangsters or whatever, or pirates. So it's a weird kind of combination of these things. Now, that's all based upon, allegedly, the original comic strip. What's interesting is the guy who created the original comic strip was still writing the comic strip like until 1990 or something ridiculous when he finally dropped dead. And I think it's still going on strong today. So
interesting.
It's crazy. It's crazy stuff. Why don't we jump right into the highlights? Aaron, you got 4 notes. Why don't you hit it first?
Richie from The Sopranos is in it.
Yes,
it was one of the greatest moments of The Sopranos when Janine just gives him the shot after he pops her one.
Yep.
Greatest
he didn't
care
that his brother was murdered right in front of him with a spear. He was like, hey, you're in charge. Treat Williams like, I killed your brother in front of you. You're in charge of all the crime in the city. He's like, okay, sounds good. No problem.
That's just how it goes. That's just how it goes.
They take Richie out with a goddamn cannonball that sends him flying like 500 feet. That's a beautiful scene.
Because he couldn't take a step to the right or the left.
Right.
At one point, he's on the plane. He's rescuing the girl. He sends the horse ahead. And the horse is faster than the airplane.
That's correct.
So they're able to leap from the plane onto the horse. How about that?
I'm sure it was great for the horse. The horse loved that scene.
I dug it.
How about the fact that he's clearly wearing eye makeup, black eye makeup around his eyes, and then the mask? But at the end, no one really knows who he is. It's like Clark Kent until you take off the mask, and the eye makeup goes with it.
Well, they do that in Batman too, so I give that a pass. But yeah, I mean that suspension of disbelief that he does Clark Kent. But here's the thing: Billy Zane sounds like Billy Zane regardless. He doesn't put on a phantom voice like Bruce Wayne does. You know, at least Batman has a Batman voice. but not Kit. Kit Walker sounds like Kit Walker regardless.
Right.
150%. Plus, he has those very his eyes. You know, you're not gonna miss. Right. He's like super tall. He has those piercing eyes. It doesn't matter if he's wearing a mask. It's like, yeah, I know who you are, bro.
Fair. Well, and I guess he was raised in a jungle cave by his father. And yet, at some point, his dad sends him to NYU or something. And so therefore he talks like an American and unclear what's happening.
He's like Julius in Twins. You know, he just rowboats his way to the States so he can like learn how to walk amongst the normal.
Brother. That's hilarious. Now, so, okay. I have to try to put this in perspective here. So Xander Drax is an important local businessman who's also, I guess he's a gangster as well, or he hangs out with gangsters.
Is that gangster adjacent?
He's more of like, what do they call? Not a mob boss, but he's just one of those guys that kind of like runs shit in town. Kind of like what Christopher Walken does in Batman Returns, right? Like he's an industrialist who just kind of has a lot of fingers in the pie. We did not mention who plays Drax in this movie.
Lovely Treat Williams.
R.I.P. I love Treat Williams. And I give Treat Williams...
He was so beautiful in hair.
Yeah, right? I give Treat Williams bonus points for being the grinniest villain in any movie in the fucking Phantom.
Well, and I thought there was going to be a connection between him and the evil Sang pirates or whatever they were called. Right. Like he was going to be a secret.
Not so much.
No, not at all. And I'm not even sure James Remar is really a Sang thing. He's like, oh yeah, I've got the tattoo as well. Hey, I'm part of the gang. Was that real or was that just bullshit? Unclear.
No, he has the belt at the end.
Well, he did. They kind of throwaway line that he had stabbed a Phantom previously and had murdered. And I guess that turned out to be Billy Zane's father. He's the one who killed Billy Zane's father. So he took the belt as kind of like a trophy. But I mean, does
Are
that
you
mean he's...
concerned at all that actor doesn't seem to have really aged since he's in the new It spinoff?
Are you talking about James Remar?
James
Yeah.
Remar's been 50 years old since like 1981.
Exactly.
He looks great.
He
The
looks
Warriors.
exactly the same in Welcome to Derry as he does in The Phantom.
He is basically the Phantom. He's the 21st James Remar,
Yeah,
as
he
far
is.
as I know.
He's a 21st James Remar. He's been killed 21 times. It's just an ongoing legacy. Oh God.
Whenever I think of James Remar, I find it fascinating that he played 2 roles in Django Unchained, and
Yeah.
there's no explanation why. Unrelated characters, and he's
So nice, they needed him twice.
I guess so. Unclear. We just like James Remar.
We like James Remar. I mean, Tarantino likes James Remar. James Remar, man, like he's that guy. He is that actor, almost like Eric Roberts, I would say. Like he had it all like lined up for him in the 80s.
Mhm.
And then I guess he just kept like screwing around with drugs and being like not on the ball. And so he was just kind of like reduced to honorable cameo status through like the next 30 years of film, where it's like, oh, look, it's James Remar. And now he's gone, right? Like he hasn't really had like a real role. Not like Stephen Lang, who got to be the bad guy in 3 Avatar movies, you know, pretty much the
Right.
same generation. James Remar has just kind of got to be the guy, you know?
They liked him enough to keep him around a little bit, but they have not. Either he's still dabbling, or they just haven't forgiven him yet.
Well,
They
I'm
like
always,
him enough to bang Kim Cattrall in Sex and the City for a few episodes and then move on.
That's right. I forgot about that.
I'm always impressed by those actors who just hang around. You know what I mean? It's like
Eric Roberts.
Yeah, bills are getting paid.
100%. Where they've never hit that peak of like, oh, you're clearly the star. Like, here's the bag of money.
Right.
But you know, Stephen Lang, you talk about him. He was in a handful of things. I'm sure he was in a shit ton of things. But things like in the 80s, we were just like, okay, I'm on one episode of this. I'm on this movie that went straight to cable, you know, and then 40 years later, he's still doing his thing. Good on that, man.
Yeah.
Working actors.
Working actors. I love the fact. Okay, so in Congo, we were talking about, hey, those are some great cameos, great moments from these actors that we haven't gotten to see a lot of. How about the fact that we've also got Casey Samaisco at the beginning of this movie as the cohort of James Remar in the truck? He's like the other dude.
Yes.
So, and in a way, we get a Biff Tannen bully reunion because Billy Zane and Casey Samaisco were Biff's gang in Back to the Future.
Yep.
And here they are in The Phantom. Loved it.
Well, I also remember Casey Zamasco from Young Guns. He was the one who was the pugilist who could fight people. If you haven't seen Young Guns lately, check it out.
3 O'Clock High, which he actually got to be the lead in that one.
Right. With Richard Tyson.
Yeah.
Richard Tyson. Yes.
Buddy.
Good Lord. Yeah, I mean, again, same thing. And I love, frankly, I was laughing that scene when you don't know who these characters are when they're first driving through the jungle. We don't realize they're horrible people until they hastily teach a young native child how to drive stick. And then drive the huge fucking truck.
He's like, have you seen the movie Sorcerer, kid?
100%.
Let's play Sorcerer.
Should we just kill him now?
Right. That's when you start to realize, oh, so these are bad guys.
Right.
Now I know. Good grief. But it's funny when you think about it. It's like, do you need to wear a mask if you spend 99% of your time in the jungle seeing no one?
I guess the idea is like keep up the lore, because like all the locals are like, oh, it's the Phantom, the ghost that walks, you know. So
what about the big purple dude makes you think of a ghost that walks?
Well, because it's not. I mean, he's got a lot of skull iconography, but it's the fact that he's been there for 400 years and is still hanging around doing his shit. Even though last week you were 65 years old. And this week you're 25. You've grown 3 inches. Anyway.
Does that mean they have to make a new purple costume each time someone dies? Or I doubt they just go back and reclaim the costume. And
Well,
Billy Zane's taller than Patrick McGowan.
100%.
for sure.
And ripped and buff. Yeah. Well, I think they talk about how his native manservant knows the truth, but just likes to call him the Phantom for shits
his
and
version
giggles.
of Haji, his Johnny Quest sidekick.
That's a property we need to bring back. Am I right? Race Bannon and then Johnny and the gang. And oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Race.
I'd go to see that movie for sure. Well, the fact that like what bugged me about his manservant guy is, okay, how about the fact that Kit Walker is just 100% comfortable with the fact that he openly has conversations with his dead dad, and he does it all the time. And his manservant's like, "Ghost that walks, are you talking to me?" Like, you've lived with this guy all your life. You know he talks to his ghost dad. You know he's not fucking talking to you. He's talking to either himself or his ghost dad. You know this. And he does it in the taxi cab. He does it in front of Christy Swanson. He's always talking to his ghost dad like it's no big deal. Like he's over the fact that there might be some kind of stigma behind that.
Totally. Well, and the thing that you realize about it is the ghost dad is real because he's imparting new information. Dad, did you get stabbed? Yes, I led a guy into the jungle and he stabbed me. So this is new information that Kit Walker couldn't have. So this really is a ghost.
Or is it just repressed memories that he can only get out by talking to his imaginary ghost dad?
Right? But you're right. There's no shame in his game. The taxi drivers turn around going, "What the f***? Are you okay, sir?"
Like, I'm just talking to my dad.
Since I'm evading the police on your behalf, maybe I should know that you're not just a lunatic. Sweet Jesus.
Oh, boy.
I'm a friend of Kit Walker. Oh, that dude I met 5 minutes ago? Okay. Sweet Jesus. So the whole plot is what? Xander Drax, the Lex Luthor of this movie, essentially, is like, I'm trying to track down the multiple skulls so I can take over the world? Is that what this is about?
I'm not sure if he was really sure what they all did.
He just knows that if he gets them together, something cool is going to happen. He has no idea what.
Right. And I always love that kind of generic, "I'll rule the world." Oh, really? What does that look like?
Right.
What does that
It always looks like I'm going to destroy the world is what it always looks like in these things. And I gotta tell you, Treat Williams was so stiff and terrible in this movie.
Oh,
I love Treat Williams. Get out of here. He's just always like...
I feel like he's channeling Howard Hughes. Like, I guess there's supposed to be kind of a Howard Hughes-ishness to him. That
he should have had Kleenex boxes on his feet.
And jars of his own urine all around.
Exactly. Is that stained glass? No, that's just jars of my own urine.
I think the issue with these movies through the 90s into like the early aughts was the idea of, if we're doing cartoon movies, we kind of have to do it kind of campy. We can't treat it like brutally serious. It's got to be kind of zany. And I think he was trying to do the chewing scenery shit.
I agree. It just was not working for me. Well, there pretty much wasn't anything working for me. This is no Congo, my friend. Let's just say that.
Right. This doesn't have a lot of quotables or a talking gorilla.
Dude, this needed a talking gorilla. Is that too much to ask for?
At least a horse.
Some of the killer gorilla. Something.
Right. But what it does have is it has pretty much, what would you say, a crew of hot female sky pirates led by Catherine Zeta-Jones.
That's right.
Yes,
we needed more of that. We needed more of that.
Shit. I mean,
which seems so different from the counterparts. All the male pilots or pirates were there was no match there.
In traditional Pirates of Penzance gear, essentially with the big like pirate hat.
Where was Kevin Kline? Where was Ray Smith?
I am the pirate king. That's what I needed. But I'll say this, this is like, what is this? 95, we're thinking 94,
96 is what it is.
96. this was prime time Christy Swanson, who I had a major league crush on, and then it introduced me to Catherine Zeta-Jones, who was a smoke show at the time. So I'm down for some. Is
this her first U.S.?
I think it was the first U.S. Yeah, because she did a surfing movie with Ewan McGregor like before this came out in the UK. And then Zorro was like put her on the map like a couple years later.
Zorro. Correct. This led directly. People were like, "Oh, who dat?" And that directly led to the career defining. What was it? The Mark of Zorro, the Mask. Something was Zorro.
Mask. Yeah,
the Mask of
Zorro.
Yeah. So I mean that, and I will say that the fact that the women characters are really kind of empowered. They're not traditional damsels in this. I think that's kind of important to talk about. I mean, Christy Swanson's kicking ass. She's like, I'm flying to Bengala Island by myself. How about that? So I think that's kind of cool.
So, I don't understand what Christy Swanson's supposed to be, though, because like she's a writer, but she dresses like Amelia Earhart and flies planes, but she's also an heiress. Like, there's a lot going on there. I don't know what like her main focus is. And I think at the end of the day, if I was Kit Walker, I'd be like, I'm going with the Sky Pirate. I don't know. You can hang out with the dog and the horse, but Catherine Zeta is like ready to go.
She is.
Well, none of them seem like they want to live in a cave and just be a broodmare for the future.
Broodmare
phantoms.
Really, honey, why don't you give up all your wealth and position in New York City to come just live in my up cave?
Live in my cave. And bear me a son. God damn it.
God damn
Haji can be your friend.
Haji. Poor Haji. And
he's like 9 or something. So yes. I don't even understand that.
You really can't have a traditional manservant of color anymore. I mean, what's the world come to? Anyway.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
We call that.
I mean, like Mr. French or all of Batman's.
Yes.
They had to throw like that weird aunt into the mix because they didn't want everyone to think that Bruce, Robin, and Alfred were like a trio of gay men living in a house.
That's absolutely true.
That's too many single men living together.
Look, I'm a confirmed bachelor with a 25-year-old ward. What?
And a lifelong manservant that's a father figure. What?
Right. 100%. And they're all kind of problematic in modern day lens, to say the least. Mr. Belvedere.
All the locals are like, stay away from that island. That's where the weird purple guy and his manservant live.
Well, and let's talk about the sensitive portrayal of the native tribe who are just called the Rope People. Really?
Rope People.
You've lived here for your entire life and they're called the Rope People?
And you don't actually know any of them.
Right.
No, I don't think he speaks to them in English, right? I mean, you've lived on this island your entire life, except for your brief sojourn to Columbia University. You couldn't have taken 5 minutes and learned a few phrases in the native
Made some friends?
God damn it. What is
the rope language?
Well, okay, so let's talk about the geography of this movie because the geography pisses me off. So there's the New York City, we get a Raiders of the Lost Ark moment where Treat Williams holds the two skulls together and it shoots a laser on a map that like pinpoints the island where the third skull is, right?
Yep.
So by all accounts, that's like a several day, maybe week-long journey by boat, yet you can get there by seaplane in like an hour. Long enough for Billy Zane to not die hanging onto the pontoon of this thing as they're flying intercontinentally with no bathroom
and psychically tell his horse and wolf to meet
where he'll be.
That's fair. That's an issue. Well, and again, it's not like it tells him like exact latitude and longitude. It's just like a mark on a map. Okay, well, that's a 500-mile. Right? So somewhere on this thing. Good. That's good to know. Could be in a drawer.
What if there
could be
was
in
a
cave.
map in the next room and it just went through the wall, and the real map is over there?
Ooh, like I see. There's like a globe on the other side. Well, and also too, like, okay, it's not that I want this movie to be longer, by no means.
Please no.
But I was excited when we had some like New York City action scenes, like when he's running across the rooftops of the taxi cabs down the street, busy street in New York, riding the policeman's horse. Like that stuff was fun. I would have rather have seen more of that than the jungle shit or the pirate ship in like the leftover Goonies set at the end. Like,
no, I mean,
the best moments of that movie is that 20 minutes in the middle.
No, I don't disagree, because honestly, it's all kind of, comic booky, but it is really comic booky when they finally meet the pirates. It was Gilbert and Sullivan all the way. It was like, what is happening? Look, it's supposed to be the late 1930s or something, right? This isn't supposed to be, it should be more like, Captain Phillips or something, shouldn't it?
Did we have a lot of pirates in the 1930s?
No, because they're all hiding in that cave.
The Goonies cave?
They're hiding in the Goonies cave.
Well, and that's the cold, hard reality. It's like there are pirates today, but it's not nearly as romantic as you would think of, in the Curse of the Black Pearl. So it definitely looks like an old, discarded Goonies set, like you said. And it's the costumes are ridiculous and strange. It's a good thing they have a cannon sitting there in the inside of your cave, just for ready to go. Just in case.
Well, they also have a submarine. So like they have like all of their old pirate shit. Everything's like old and antiquity, but they also have a dock that has a fully functioning U-boat, which they escape in at the end. So I'm really confused as to what these pirates actually do, but I don't know.
Pre-Nazi pirates. There you go. From the Pirates of the Philippines.
It is
with the Nazi U-boat.
It is odd that it's 1938 and no one even mentions Nazis.
Right. That's a good question. Right? What are we doing here? You couldn't help out with that, Phantom?
Right.
The ghost who walks.
It's like you're focused on these skulls more than you are like the Nazis. I don't know.
We didn't even talk about how Treat Williams gets pissed off at the librarian spilling the beans on the books he checks out. So he pokes his eyeballs out in a crazy rigged. Check out this microscope here. What? I'm just a librarian, sir. That's okay. Take a look.
I got something you want to look at.
And I don't think that kills you, by the way. It doesn't feel good.
It puts your
true.
eyes out. I feel like the whole movie was written around that.
We called my friend Rhonda, who's a nurse, after watching a Fulci film to see if that would actually kill you. Having a chunk of wood go in your eye.
Any kind of eye trauma.
Eye trauma.
I think it was Halloween 3 when the guy goes in and does the eyeball gouge.
So many movies with so much eye trauma.
It's a problem. It's a problem. Any other highlights of the Phantom you guys want to talk about?
Oh, did we mention any highlights? I guess I dozed out for that.
Rather than watch the movie, I might find that microscope, frankly, at this stage of the game.
Right. You and I disagree about Treat Williams. I kind of like what Treat Williams is doing here. Or maybe I just like Treat Williams. I mean, think about it. He went straight from this into like the Substitute sequels. So I guess it was a decline from there, but
decline.
I don't know. I dig. I
remember him in 1941.
I remember him in Dead Heat. I'm trying to think what the pinnacle of Treat Williams is.
Might have been Hair, when he had long curly hair and had the lead role. He never looked so good.
Yeah. I don't know. Dead Heat.
And that movie wasn't that great of a movie either.
No.
Hair?
Yeah.
I like Hair. I just don't like John Savage in Hair. But that's a whole different episode. Highlight for me, rest in peace, just recently, Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa
Right.
the Japanese pirate. He just passed away this year. Great performance. I love him in Red Sun, and
Yep.
he is the
Rising
bad
Sun.
guy in the first Mortal Kombat movie, Rising Sun. Yeah, not Red Sun's the Charles Bronson movie, Rising Sun. Yeah, like it's great to see him in anything, especially in the 90s. And I was like, oh yeah, it's this guy, not the Genghis Khan character from The Shadow. But yeah, I guess if you need a pirate.
No, he's a
How would
classic.
the Shadow be with Genghis Khan?
Again, there's like something with an antiquity thing that brings back the spirit of Genghis Khan or something.
Well, I
Yeah,
think
it's-
with the
it's a
Shadow,
lot.
he went like he was a playboy who went to the Far East and developed certain magical
Oh my
powers.
God. He's the one who invented the puzzle box. Is that brought the Cenobites in? Is that it?
That's what it's all about. 100%. Sweet Jesus.
That's the origin tale.
Why don't we go behind the scenes, shall we?
Let's do.
On that note.
Oh, I have one more thing.
Oh, sure.
Question mark. Do you think that Treat Williams' character of Drax is the ancestor or forebearer to Hugo Drax from Moonraker? Do you think it's the
Ooh.
same family?
So you're saying in the lore of the movie was Xander Drax? Were there a lot of Xanders in 1938? Unclear.
Unclear.
Xander Drax was the forebearer of the evil French industrialist Hugo Drax. I would
Maybe
say
the
no
same
relation.
family. Like, let's retcon this a little bit.
Please.
Let's say the Drax family, like American Tail, right? There's the ones that stayed in Europe, and then there's the
Yes.
ones that sought a new life in the States, in the New World, but they still have that penchant for global terrorism and world domination.
You know what? And I will tell people, I love Moonraker. Moonraker is it's Roger Moore at his most ridiculous. There's a scene, there's a battle in an airplane scene where he's rubbing his hand up a girl's thigh, and she goes, "Any higher, Mr. Bond, and my ears will pop."
I like Moonraker better than the Phantom.
Love it. So the
No
answer to the question is yes, they are related. No question.
I think so.
In that American
Definitive.
Tail style, yes. Somewhere out there. Behind the scenes. Billy Zane pumped iron for over a year to fill the Phantom's costume. And they originally had like a kind of fake Batman-like costume with the muscles built in, but they didn't need it. They actually had to remove the muscles from the costume because he already had them. How about that?
Dude, he did all kinds of crazy shit for this movie, and it's so wasted.
Well, you say that all this shit he did for this new Marlon Brando movie that he spent years getting made, and apparently it just sucks balls. And like,
oh no, like, Billy!
He looks just like Brando. He gained all this weight. He looks great, and the movie sucks. Like, I feel that's just Billy Zane's lane.
That's his legacy.
Put in the work and have no return on it.
Exactly.
I was reading about how in the early 70s, late 60s, early 70s, people thought Burt Reynolds looked so much like Marlon Brando that they basically forced him to grow a mustache to differentiate himself from Marlon Brando.
I do
Isn't that
not
crazy?
see that.
I don't
You have
see
to
that
look
at
at
all.
young Burt Reynolds with no mustache and put him right next to Marlon Brando. Their faces.
Like Deliverance? Like
that.
Deliverance? He
Yes.
doesn't have a mustache. in Deliverance.
Oh, yeah, Deliverance.
Isn't that crazy? Well, because he was a TV star. He was on
Right.
Gunsmoke or whatever. And that's the thing. They thought, and Marlon Brando was threatened by it. Now, he also thought that Burt Reynolds sucked as an actor, but he also was threatened by, because Burt is much more fun than Marlon is, at least at that time. Anyway.
I agree. If you had to hang out with one of those people and expect a good time, it's not going to be Marlon Brando, and it's not going to be Fiji. No.
No,
Anyway.
Burt will put you like in his Firebird or whatever and drive you around all fast. Like he's
Marlon's gonna get out a stick of butter.
Oh my god!
Little known fact.
Facts.
The Palmer Mansion set is actually the real life Playboy Mansion in LA, owned by Hugh Hefner.
Oh, I should have known that because I used to watch. We talked about Girls Gone Wild. I used to watch The Girls Next Door.
I used to watch that too. They just were on my TikTok before we joined.
Billy Zane is a huge fan of the Phantom being introduced to the comics while filming Dead Calm in 1989, and he's actually called this his personal favorite film he's ever made. How about
There's
that?
something wrong with him, Billy.
I mean, it looks like a good time. It looks like a good time.
Yeah, maybe he had fun doing
Horseback riding and stunts in the jungle and.
Oh yeah, he's all professionally trained. I notice he's writing English and all of this.
Well, what would be his career movie if you had to pick one? I mean,
it has to be his most famous role, which is the Titanic. I think that's what most people know him from.
Right, but again,
not like our kind of people. I mean, most people.
Yeah, I get it. I would say my favorite role of his is the Collector in Demon Knight. You know, I think.
I do enjoy the Demon Knight.
100%.
Yes.
Love it.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. That would be my favorite role of his. He is dynamite.
I think that's his most triumphant role because I don't like Titanic. So how about that?
Yeah. Well, it's that thing where it's like, I think back in the day, certain actors would kind of be like flash across the landscape, and then you don't even notice that they haven't been in anything for 5 years. I think that's like Christy Swanson had a brief moment there. That's Billy Zane. It's Treat Williams. It is what it is. It's a sad situation. Yep. It's a tough biz.
It's Richie Aprile.
It's Richie Aprile, 100%. When not
it's the
filming,
jacket.
when not filming, Billy Zane had the habit of running out to buy sushi wearing his Phantom costume.
See, that just means he was having a good time, right?
Yeah. He was having a good
and maybe that's why he likes it, because he could just be buck wild.
One of the Phantom trademarks in the comic strip were his striped legging underpants, and they tried that in the movie and it looked like shit. So they said, we can't do that. So they got rid of it.
Well, this looks like shit. So I can't even imagine something even worse.
Now, the Phantom in the comic wears 2 skull rings. And I guess the one on the right hand is like he punches the bad guy and leaves like a skull mark on their face. So if you're watching the beginning of the movie, Casey Simasko and I think James Remar both have little skulls.
They do.
From when they got their asses kicked previously, theoretically.
Yeah, because he's like, that's someone I killed already, and then he touches a scar on his face. Yeah.
The movie was originally going to be the first of a trilogy, but it bombed.
This I knew.
So they said, no thanks. Wah, wah.
So have you guys seen the documentary The Kid Stays in the Picture about Robert Evans?
Yeah,
I haven't seen it, but I'm familiar with it.
So after he had his big cocaine bust in like the mid to late 80s and he had to start his career all over again at Paramount, apparently this was the movie that was supposed to bring him back to the big screen as like the best producer. He came back from, all those years in Hollywood jail.
Still been on cocaine.
Right. And he's like, and I had the Phantom coming up. I was going to reinvigorate the Hollywood action film. And no one watched it. And that's kind of where the movie
mother
ended.
had some dealings with him back in real estate days.
Yeah. He was trying to buy a house in Palm Springs. Well, she said, okay, our mom was a realtor in Palm Springs, and she came to visit him in his home to show him like homes to buy, essentially. And he was barely dressed with some 20-year-old still in the bed, like no shame. Like, not closing the door, not even giving the girl still in the bed just a moment of dignity or privacy.
Not closing his robe.
Yeah. He's just what you'd think. Just when you think. Sweet Jesus. Let's see. I think that's about it. Let's talk about the cast and crew, shall we?
Yeah. Let's do that.
Let's see here. It was directed by Simon Wincer. Can't say I'm too familiar with Simon's work.
He's Australian or New Zealander. All I remember is that he directed Quigley Down Under.
Yep.
Which I actually like that movie.
I like it too.
Then he directed, I think it's Daryl, the movie about the robot boy with Barrett Oliver.
Yes.
From the early 80s. And there was something about Australian directors in the early 80s that just made movies about kids in danger. Like they wanted to kill kids because
they do.
Right. Like there was a movie with
Dingo ate the baby, you know.
Henry Thomas. I think it was called The Quest.
Yeah.
Australian director. And then Richard Franklin did Cloak and Dagger, which maybe the ultimate kid in danger. Like
love
those
Cloak
kids
and Dagger.
Dead, right? And then Simon Wincer did Daryl. Like kids in danger in the 80s were owned by Australians. I don't know why.
It was a thing. Like you said, he's known for directing Quigley Down Under in 1990, something called Harlequin in 1980.
Right. Exploitation kind of horror psycho movie.
About a mime? I mean, what's
Yeah.
He also directed the TV movie Crossfire Trail, starring Tom Selleck. How about that?
Oh, like the movie that like every boomer parent has on VHS, still like in their collection. The Louis L'Amour movies.
Yep.
Tom Selleck.
Let's see. Billy Zane played the Phantom. You know him from such things as, of course, The Phantom in 1996. He was in Titanic in 1997. Back to the Future Part 2 in 1989. And Dead Calm in 1989.
And Zoolander.
And I love him in Zoolander. Zoolander just refers to him as Billy Zane the whole time.
Hey, Billy Zane.
Christy Watson played Diana Palmer. We've actually done a couple of Christy Swanson movies. Do you remember one, Aaron, that we did?
I cannot.
How about the immortal classic Deadly Friend?
That's like one of the first episodes I listened to.
Not Deadly Friend.
Love it.
That was so weird.
She's known for Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie, which I enjoy.
Not the successful series.
Not the successful TV series. She had a small role in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. She was in the uncomfortable Flowers in the Attic movie,
which I just watched.
I didn't know that was a movie.
Oh yeah.
They kind of got rid of the incest, thankfully.
They did.
Then what is the movie?
Kids in danger.
Kids locked in the attic, so mom can get the inheritance. And Louise Fletcher's the grandma.
Yep.
Oh, Louise Fletcher. Yes.
Doing some shit. I think they had a couple knowing glances by the brother and sister in the attic, but there was never
mysteriously a baby appears with no explanation.
He keeps peeping on her in the bath or something. That's like the farthest they go.
I remember I read one V.C. Andrew book, not knowing anything about it, and on the first page, incest. Where I'm like, wow, what is that? She's like, I'd always been attracted to my Uncle Drake. And I'm like, what?
Truth be told, I never read Flowers of the Attic, but our sisters did, so I heard all the details.
All about it.
Yeah. She was also Christy Boner in Dude, Where's My Car in 2000.
Oh my God. I walked out of that movie, and I never walked
I
out
almost
of
walked out of that movie. And then she was Adam Sandler's girlfriend who starts dating the dude with the old balls and Big Daddy.
And that's the thing, bro. She was like a star. I really enjoyed The Chase with Charlie Sheen. I thought that was fun.
The Chase is underrated. Yeah,
100%.
That's a great movie.
But by the end of the 90s, it was that thing where it's like basically a glorified cameo, right?
Yeah.
Where you'd pop in, not the main love interest of Adam Sandler and Big Daddy. Basically just pops up here for 5 seconds at the beginning, pops up for 5 seconds at the end, and that's the end of her contribution.
I did buy her Playboy in the early mid 2000s that she put out.
Not bad.
I think that's the last time I saw Christy Swanson in anything, apart from Fox News.
Right. Now she's big MAGA doing all sorts of movies with Dean Cain. So you have that to look forward to. Treat Williams.
It was not her Scientology. She had to go one way or another to keep going.
Scientology is like, no, we're good.
Call us, we'll call you. Treat Williams. You know him from Deep Rising in 1998 about sea monsters.
Forget about it. Great movie.
He was Burger and Hare in 1979. We talked about Xander Drax in The Phantom. And in 1995, Things to Do in Denver When You're Dead. How about that?
I never saw that, but it always had a great name.
Yeah. He did a movie with Robert Duvall in the early 80s called The Pursuit of D.B. Cooper, where he plays D.B. Cooper. And it's like what it presupposes is that like D.B. Cooper got away and went on like this madcap cross-country dash with Robert Duvall right behind him. It's a total goofy comedy, but he's charming.
I have to say, I mean, this is not a hot take, but if Robert Duvall's in it, I'm probably in. And Robert Duvall does not give a shit. He'll be in The Sixth Day with Arnold Schwarzenegger. He'll be in Jack Reacher. He'll do anything, and he's often like the shining bright spot of those movies. He's great.
Agreed. He even played second banana to Bronson in a Bronson movie, right?
Absolutely.
Breakout.
And I love 70s Duvall, where he's in The Outfit with James Caan. I mean, he does his thing, no question. R.I.P. Catherine Zeta-Jones played Sala, the pirate. And I was thinking, so she's not affiliated with the Pirates of Sang. She's just friends with Xander Drax, just has buddies who are air pirates.
I think she's just for hire, right? Because she gives a shit about his quests. Like, she's just there because she's on the payroll.
Right.
Yeah,
I guess.
Mercenary.
And you know what? After hating Christy Swanson, they're about to kill each other every second. Suddenly they're like, hey, us girls got to stick together. And that's all she had to say. And now they're lifelong buds.
Okay.
That's all you had to say. Catherine Zeta, you know her from Chicago in 2002, playing Velma Kelly. She was in The Mask of Zorro in 1998.
Marginal.
She was in Traffic in 2000.
Yeah.
Good.
And the immortal classic Entrapment, where it's a lot of shots of her sticking her ass up under lasers. So that's good stuff.
Yes, I do remember that.
That was like the first. That was the first movie where even I think I was like 19 when it came out. I'm like, oh, age gap.
I was like, is that the one with Sean Connery?
Sean Connery is the love interest.
I was like, are they gonna get together? I was like, come on, no matter what piece they put on his head, it's not gonna shrink that age gap.
Let's not forget that she actually married Michael Douglas in real life. So
Yeah.
Truth is stranger than fiction.
Truth
And
is
gave
stranger.
him throat cancer.
From oral sex. Dude, if that's not cause for a divorce, when you take everything, I can't imagine still being married to someone who went on national news and then made that announcement.
That is the best.
That was the most insane thing.
I don't think it did good things for their marriage, but they're still together, I think.
They're still together.
Yeah.
She's just waiting them out at this point.
He's like, it'll get you eventually.
James Remar played Quill, who's just a evil gangster or whatever he is, unclear, works for Xander Drax. You know him from Sex and the City, A Farewell TV movie in 2004.
Yeah, terrible.
He was in Dexter Resurrection, 11 episodes as Harry Morgan. Dexter's
that's
father.
right. He was Dexter's dad.
He's great in
right?
that.
Oh, yeah.
I used to love the original.
He was good.
TV
I
show.
love the original Dexter.
He was in Oppenheimer in 2023, playing Henry Stimson. And he was in It, Welcome to Derry for 7 episodes, playing General Francis Shaw. How about that?
That's like all of his later stuff. Like, what about 48 Hours and The
The
Warriors.
Warriors.
Hand of the Hand.
With Stephen Lang.
Stephen Lang. Oh my God. That's the connection.
I literally just watched that like 2 months ago. I'd never seen it before. Yeah, Leon. Yeah, Lauren Holly. Lawrence Fishburne.
Lawrence Fishburne. Hedwig and the Angry Inch guy. John
Yes.
Cameron Mitchell.
Yes. It was supposed to be the pilot of a Miami Vice type TV series because it was Michael Mann.
For teenagers.
Yeah. And
directed by Paul Michael Glazer.
Yep.
Of
Starsky
Starsky and
and
Hutch.
It's a wonder it didn't become a successful series. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Why don't we look at the rating, shall we?
Oh boy, I
Let's
got Rotten
do
Tomatoes pulled up.
Let's see. The Phantom on Rotten Tomatoes currently has. It's not going to be good, guys. Buckle up. 43% rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. Do you know what the audience gave it?
39.
You're
too
pretty
far.
close. 32% rotten.
Which is weird because usually the audience score is higher than the critic score.
Right.
But not in this case.
Because, like, usually the audience is a self-selecting group. It's people who'd be inclined to like it. So, not in
They
this
were
case.
offended as I was.
They were outraged, no question. Let's look at the top critics here. We've got Peter Travers from Rolling Stone says, expect this ghost of bad movies past to walk quickly to the back bins of Blockbuster, where it should be filed under the helpful heading, monotonous and juvenile. How about that?
Fair, concise, Peter Travers. How
Yeah, good
unlike
job.
you.
Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times says, The Phantom is one of the best looking movies in any genre I have ever seen. 3.5 out of 4.
Yeah, he loved it. We can't cover it on my Siskel and Ebert podcast because Siskel was dead when it came. Oh no, he wasn't dead
He was
yet.
still around,
But
right?
they didn't review it. Like he reviewed it later. Roger
Right.
Ebert did. Like he did like a post release review. So we can't put it on our show because there's no review for it. But yeah, sad.
I will say this for Roger Ebert, since we always go to top critics, I would say 90% of the time Roger has seen the movie. It is the craziest shit. He saw literally every goddamn movie, no matter how bizarre.
He sits
and
there
obscure.
8 hours a day watching nothing but movies. 100%. He and I used to be simpatico, but I'm reflecting on that.
He'd
after
throw you
that
for a
review.
loop every now and again. No question. No question. Let's check in with our in-house movie critic, AI Rex Reed. The Phantom is a purple tights relic where Billy Zane scowls heroically through jungle matinees so creaky you'd half expect the projector to apologize.
No, that's weak. That is weak.
Oh,
weak.
they can all be winners. Thank you for your contribution, AI Rex Reed. Aaron, what is your rating of The Phantom?
It was terrible, terrible, terrible. Upon reflection, Billy Zane may not be a good actor. And I'm just going to keep it simple and sweet with a 2.5 out of 5.
Boom. Okay. Antonio, what are you thinking?
Okay, if we're gonna go on a 5 scale, I think 2.5 is right around where I'd put it. But because the tagline of the movie is "Slam Evil," which I think is fantastic, that's gonna take me from a 2.5 to a 3.
Slam Evil, apropos of absolutely nothing. That's not his catchphrase. He never says anything remotely approaching that. He never actually slams anybody. Right? He does do the thing where he pulls out his 2 guns and just shoots the guns out of people's hands or their swords out of their hands. Whoa, whoa. Because that's what
he's got. he's got like rogue shots all over. Like he's not aiming at anything. He like just quick draws and fires.
Just starts blasting. Yeah, 100%. Friend or foe, stranger, rope person in the background. Somebody's catching a stray on these, to say the least. I think I'm right there with you guys. I mean, there were definitely times where I was like reaching for my phone just instinctually to doom scroll. It's not great. I've seen worse. I didn't have an issue with the performances so much. I thought Billy was fine. Treat was fine. They were doing their thing. I think it was more the plot I had the issue with.
Yeah. I mean, typical 90s trope. It looks better than it is as a movie. Like, it looks cool.
Right.
It looks good. Just like The Shadow. The Shadow looks cool. Yeah.
Right.
As a movie, yeah. Where I feel like the movie we talked about on my show earlier, I think the Congo movie, I think the movie is actually better than it looks, in my opinion.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Well, it's definitely better than this looks. That's for sure. I'm gonna raise whatever I pick for Congo has just gone up a little bit in comparison.
By comparison,
I think it's like a 4 out of 5 now.
No, the Phantom, it's a 2.5er. It's a 2.5er. It's not offensive or anything. It's not excruciating.
No, it's boring.
But it's not something that I'm like, oh shit, I got to get that in the rotation. So
you're right. If it was 10 minutes longer, it'd be worse. Like
it would be worse.
Like, right.
It should have been 90 minutes.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Anywho, any last thoughts about the Phantom before we move on with our lives?
I've already forgotten it.
Fair.
No. I mean, granted, I am glad that I rewatched it for this because it's nothing that I would have rewatched. I wouldn't do it on like my show now that we've done it on this one.
It's like, for God's sakes, not that.
So I think I can put the Phantom to bed.
Fair.
Or put it to sleep.
Put myself to sleep.
Put it down.
So, thank you very much. You can find our show all across social media. We're on Threads, Blue Sky. We're on TikTok. We're on Instagram. You can watch us on YouTube if you're so inclined. You can also email us the podcast that wouldn't die at Gmail. We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere else the finer podcasts are available. So don't forget to like, share, rate, and review. Aaron, what is your social media situation?
I run our Ticker Talker, so if you're Kevin's junior high student, stop sending messages to Mr. Kevin because he ain't the one reading it. And stop blowing up my phone. I am on Instagram. I am the Cult of Aaron. Join the cult. I have artwork on Artsy and First Dibs, Aaron Doherty, Instant Dreams Gallery. Check it out.
Boom shakalaka. Antonio, tell us about your show and where people can find you.
Hey, you can find me in all the same places you can find these wonderful podcasters. But the easiest way to find me, go to thecultworthy.com. It's got links to my YouTube, all the podcasts, any like blogs or little weird things that I'm throwing on there. And yeah, and check out my other show, Back to the Balcony, which is a Siskel and Ebert retrospective. For every week, we critique the critiques of a Siskel and Ebert episode. Some fun times. We're in season 3 now on over 100 episodes. So if you like Siskel and Ebert, check that one out.
And the weirdest thing is that used to be the best show. They would get into those fights that
I love
were
the fights.
epic.
The fights are the best.
The fights are the best. Who gives a shit if you agree? Let's go.
Yeah.
They'd be borderline like insulting
is
to each
boring.
other.
I don't think they liked each other.
Oh no, they didn't. They didn't for sure. I mean, respect and there's like,
Yeah.
Totally. I swear to God, I remember, maybe this is just a fever dream, where there was kind of an off-brand at the movies with Rex Reed and Bill Harris.
There was. They tried it and it didn't work. They maybe did 2 or 3 seasons of it. I mean, I was more inclined to watch Gene Shalit in the morning and that magnificent mustache.
Oh my God.
Loved some Gene Shalit. As you know, we like to check in on our friends and family across the social media landscape. Aaron, what are the streets saying?
The streets have some words, and I'm going to share that with you
Please
as soon as
do.
I pull it up. In regards to Parasite, Richard Roberts, Demi Moore, Harry McKnight, the fourth, love this movie. Back to Armageddon. Who knew this was going to be so fucking popular? Considering I did not like it. Pagers wrote "Daddy." Richard Roberts. Awesome movie. I cry every single time I watch it. Harry, it was my job.
That's
Scott
ridiculous.
Dog says Deep Impact is a far superior movie.
Fair.
Boom.
That's all we need to say. Next week, we're discussing the Academy Award nominated. I know, I hope you're sitting down. We're discussing Gravity with Sandra Bullock and a little bit of George Clooney. If you're paying close attention, you'll notice a little Clooney mixed in there as well. We're also later this month going to be appearing on the Movie Postmortem podcast. So you can hear us talk about it, and then you can hear us talk about it there as well. So check out that good stuff.
More us.
Right, more us. We will squeeze every ounce of content out of something. So there you go. Good times. How can you watch Gravity? Well, this is an important question. It is available.
That is an important question.
It is. It's just like when you want to watch Congo and the Phantom, you got to watch Gravity as well. For some reason, if you want to watch
$4 to watch fucking Congo.
$4.99 to watch Gravity on Apple
What?
TV, Prime Video, Fandango at Home, YouTube. If you want to buy it, you could pay $7.99. So there you go. You decide.
I think
All I can tell you, I am more and more fed up with Amazon every day. They raise the yearly price. So now you're paying. So if it's free, it's full of commercials. But now you're paying for everything.
Fair.
I think I got Gravity for $2 on Blu-ray at the Goodwill. So
Another option. Another option.
Start digging through the bins.
So send in your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, send any comments or questions, and we may discuss it on the show. One more time, thank you, Antonio, for joining us.
Of course.
Woohoo! Always a good time. So thank you very much, and be well.
Be well.